few weeks ago, I released a video about a repainted O-scale train inspired by the Amazon TV series The Man in the High Castle. In this video, I'll talk about some of the steps taken to make the opening sequence. In the book, as well as the series, mysterious 16mm films from alternate realities play a huge part of the story. The movies are greatly prized by both the resistance fighters and their Nazi overlords. 4 or 5 inches of masking tape, a tube of burnt umber paint, and some water are all that I'll need to make mine look like those used in the movie. The film canisters have usually taken quite a beating as they are smuggled between worlds. Mine look way too nice, so I need to change their appearance and make them look more beaten up. Because the paint I'm using is for watercolors, it's not permanent, and it's easily removed if I make a mistake or need to use the film can in a different way sometime down the road. In Season 1, there's a film labeled "The Grasshopper Lies Heavy," so that's the one I'll try to recreate here. I'm nearly done, but I'll just lift the label, reposition it as if this can has been reused multiple times, add some more paint, and then it's ready for its close-up, Mr. Spielberg. So I have the bootleg underground films from alternate realities, but how can I share their subversive message with the masses? Projectors, of course. I used to be able to find these at Goodwill, and they were pretty cheap, but not anymore. Luckily, I have a few stashed away in Bob's Prop Warehouse, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Bob's Workshop. Copyright 2017, all rights reserved. I even have the original cardboard box for this 8mm projector, but it's a 16mm setup that I need if I'm to accurately recreate the mood from The Man in the High Castle. Fortunately, I have a 16mm projector, and it actually works. The lamp, belts, and motor all still function, even after all these years. I don't have any World War II footage available to me on 16mm film, so I used a video projector and my laptop to cast the image onto the basement wall and myself. In order to travel throughout the Greater Nazi Reich, you'll need your passport or travel papers, oder Reisepass auf Deutsch. I'll start with a document from World War II and trace the lines with basic shapes in Apple's Pages. At this point, I have them in red so that I can see them more clearly, but when I'm done, everything will be black or dark gray to try to closely match the original. I attempted to use the closest font size and styles that I could find. Hopefully, it'll fool the Sicherheitsdienst, or security services, when trying to cross the border into the neutral zone. I'm also going to recreate the Nazi stamps and print the photos onto glossy photographic paper separate from the document. I'll piece them together later. This particular passport is for the leader of the Nazi government in North America. I'll also make one for the main character from the Resistance, and while I'm at it, even one for myself. This is how the passports were used in the opening sequence. Total screen time, 17.4 seconds. Time to make them and assemble the scene, more than 5 hours. Do I use my time wisely? I am not so sure. An unpainted Lionel shell will be the stand-in for the actual Williams F7 that I customized. The light color of the molded plastic is perfect for catching images from my video projector. Again, another thing that is on screen for less than 10 seconds. A BB gun that looks like a 9mm Walther P38 is another detail from the film canister desktop scene. My aunt's old typewriter and a device from the 1930s for measuring amperage help recreate the illusion of a time long past. If you're trying to create a scene from a film that needs phony passports, then why not have some reproduction German military medals too? I bought these over 30 years ago, and just like all of this other stuff, I knew that I'd have a use for it someday. So maybe I'm not a hoarder after all. I might even be a visionary, some could say. Or maybe that's just a textbook definition of a rationalization. You be the judge. So between painting the train, making the props, shooting, and editing, I know that I spent at least 40 hours on just that one video. It was exhausting, but it was also very satisfying when I finished, and I'm glad I went through that entire ordeal, because it really wasn't so bad. It was more a labor of love. I hope you enjoyed this little backstage peek at the making of the train in the High Castle. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking and subscribing. Until next time, thanks for watching, and this has been Bob's Workshop. Take care.